Not everyone needs a wearable. It's really according to your lifestyle. Our mission is to improve digital lifestyles of people who need protection. If you look at the kids, the 5 to 10 years old, and then the 70 years old and above, they look totally different, but at the same time, they have something in common. It's all about protection.
The New Reality, a look at the future of consumer technology. With your host, Poppy Crum.
Technology should never get in the way of what we do well as humans. It should always augment. We start out as new technologies, new wearables, new sensors. We sort of wrap our bodies in them. We use them in these clunky ways. When you think about how 5, 10 years ago, you'd have a wearable that tracked each different biometric signature. Today, you've got a camera and you've got a microphone. You can pick up your heart rate. You can pick up your blood oxygen level. I may still have a wearable, but that wearable is now interconnected into the devices around me. And it's something that's much more integrated and allows my ecosystem of devices supporting me to work together.
Omate, located in Shenzhen, China, is a company at the forefront of integrating smartwatches into the lives of users.
I'm Laurent and I'm the founder and CEO of Omate, and we design what we call wearable as a service for people who need protection. So that goes from the kids up to the seniors, the 5 to 10 years old up to the 70 years old and above. We are designing all our devices with safety at its core, integrating everything. Any sensors, any services that would be linked will have in mind like health and protection and safety. So the 5 to 10 years old, it's a service that will directly connect to the parents through an application, directly from the watch to the smartphone application. And for the seniors, it will be a professional service where when you press the red button, in case again of an emergency, then it will directly connect to a service provider, and according to what you say, they will help you. There is definitely a big difference in the adoption of wearables in different regions of the world. Actually, in China, most of the kids aged 5 to 10 will have a smartwatch, and it's really like I would say it's a large majority. You will see in the metro, like actually all these kids have a smartwatch. We really focus on core features, like so for the kids, for example, we'll do like video call, audio messages, and SOS feature. There are definitely two types of smartwatches as of today, and there are those connected to your smartphone, and the other connected to the telecom network. You can see it as a mini smartphone on your wrist. 15 years ago, I was designing feature phones and later on like smartphone. And today, what we are doing at Omate, it's a very complex device. A wearable is extremely complex for many reasons. You know, just in that device, in the next one will be even including 5G. You can imagine you have like 2G, 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS. So you pack like so many antennas into such a small form factor. And on top of that, you have like to integrate all the features of a smartphone on your wrist, plus some sensors. So even though it's similar to a smartphone, but in a much more compact form factor. When we are like designing from the printed circuit board, we need like to take into consideration all these factors from the chipset vendors, from the technologies that we are using. Focus on these core features instead of doing like all the capabilities that the chipset or the software could do. I believe there will be more connected devices in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. What I see is that there will be much more use of sensors and camera. You know, we were also part of the first companies for kids to integrate like this kind of a front camera, and now we integrate on our newest kids smartwatch. We even integrate like dual camera, so one to text, snapshots, and another one for video call. I think this will democratize a lot. There will be much more devices in the next 5 years, which will come, especially in the West, with these features. I still believe, again, that standalone devices is really the future. Well, the most exciting things for the next few years is definitely AI, because everything in our software will try to read all the biometric sensors and give an answer to that and share it with the service provider. Right now you can detect, and I believe in the next 5 years we can even prevent. And we can prevent in a kind of an advanced timeline. And that will help to save more lives.
In the next couple of years, I think the tendency will be that smartwatches become increasingly autonomous devices and less dependent on being tethered to a smartphone. At the center of realizing that future is really the ability to deliver high computing performance capability at very low power levels. Arm is a leader in terms of that combination, that challenge, and addressing that challenge. In addition, there are GPU requirements that also have to be well suited to the smaller screen sizes of smartwatches. The increase in artificial intelligence means that there is often a need for dedicated machine learning processing on the device, and this is also something that is a focus for us. In China, the video-based camera watch is something that has really taken hold. In the West, there is a lot of discussion taking place in the industry as to whether that will also take off in Western markets. And our market testing actually has tended to confirm that the experience in China will also be replicated in Western markets. Video is very likely to be an important use case over the next 5 years. But it's not the only one. There are many things that can be interpreted from audio signals on the device, environmental sensing, medical sensors. When all of that information is combined, it provides a lot of insight to users about their health and wellness. And in addition, many of the other mobile and convenience benefits of, for example, being able to access buildings, cars, mobile payments. There's a whole string of capabilities that are also very important to people. We see a future whereby the smartwatch is at the center of a wearables ecosystem that enables other wearables to interact with the smartwatch. Consumers can benefit from the ability to travel light for the day. It does rely on the smartwatch being the main compute engine of a trio of wearable devices, the other two being earbuds and a simple pair of smart glasses. And those three products work together seamlessly to enable the user to live for a number of hours or the day without having to carry the smartphone. We do see the smartphone as being an essential product. We see a market that actually benefits from choice, from giving people the option to carry or to wear the most appropriate kinds of devices for the usage occasion that they have that day.
Thanks for joining us.